What's happening, guys? It's the French menace himself. Let's fucking get in the video, man. Today, we're gonna learn exactly how to pack on 20 pounds of muscle super rapidly. Because I did it, you can do it too. And we're gonna dive deep into step by step on how to do it, how I did it myself, how I do with a lot of clients, what I actually do. And we're basically gonna get right into the video right now. But of course, before we get in the video, I want to make sure that if you don't have the attention span to really basically focus on something like this for the next 20 to 25 minutes, this video is not for you. Maybe you should stay skinny and looking like shit. And the other half of people that are gonna stay here will actually learn something. They're gonna put a lot of stuff to work and they're just gonna get so much result. But at the end of the day, you gotta be willing to just sit down, listen, learn, and do something about it. So let's get right in the video now. So basically, we're going to talk about how this little gentleman on the left, as you can see, a skinny ass bitch, like a skinny dude that looks like shit. I know he looks awful. Like personally, I would hate myself if I looked like that. But fortunately, that skinny dude became the other dude on the left, on the right, with the muscles, etc. And yeah, I mean, personally, I'm really enjoying the physique of the guy on the right. I'm a little bit biased, I'm a little bit biased. Maybe that could be me. Maybe that's not me. Who knows? But I think I really enjoy it. So basically, we're going to talk about how I packed on 20 pounds of lean muscle and how I kept it, obviously, and and all that just in 90 days, if not less, using my method, the TB method. And if that doesn't work, because I tell most, if not all my clients, I tell all my clients, if you don't get result in the 90 days we work together, your money, you get it right back to you because I trust in what I have. I know what I have is good. I've done it myself. You can do it too. There's no excuses. And obviously, all of that will be done without eating 10 to 15 meals a day. If that's what you used to do in the past, you're doing it the wrong way. And obviously, without spending more than 8 hours in the gym per week. Personally, I spend only about 6 each week, even right now. Back then, but even right now. And if I can do it and look like this, there's no reason you can't because it's not about genetics as much as people say. It's about the hard work and how everything is basically tailored to your body, to your liking, etc. So let's dive right in the video. Okay, so just before we dive into everything that I've done step by step, let's get a little background check on this gentleman. So my name is Terry, and I'm going to basically show you how I transform my body and gain 20 pounds of muscle in just under 90 days and achieving that while having a ripped look, as you can see on the right side of the screen, that I never really had, even when I had the highest metabolism ever. And now, before I get into all the details of stuff, I want to talk a little bit about those pictures, what I used to look like really before and after, and the weight, etc. So on the left side of the pictures, as you can see, where I'm on the beach, I used to weigh around 148 pounds. As you can see, I was still fairly ripped to a degree. Like I still had noticeable amount of abs, etc. But I will point out that those pictures were taken in very amazing lighting. As you can see, the sun was hitting me, etc. That's not how I used to look like really back then. So that's the best pictures I had ever taken, which is why I haven't posted them in the past because they were amazing pictures. And the one on the bottom too, I took the picture right after a fairly difficult workout. So that is quite of a pump that you can see on the left side. So that was not really how I used to look like as much, but it is what it is. On the right side, as you can see, that's a fine looking gentleman that I would really do anything in the world to be to look like, because man, look at the amount of muscle on the bones of these gentlemen. Look at okay, enough. Okay, I'm done glazing myself. That's weird. I get it. So now let's get right into on these two pictures. As you can see with the mirrors behind me, I was around 163 pounds. And as you can see, I even grew my beard because, the muscle that I gained just told me, grow your beard, man. You have to, Terry. So I grew a beard alongside it. And now I'm a bearded man with 163 pounds of muscle. So now let's get right into it. So who is this for? If you're looking to gain 15 to 20 pounds on lean muscle that you will keep and also be shredded, this is for you. If you're sick of feeling lost when it comes to getting bigger, and you need something simple and proven that you can fit in your lifestyle, making your life better, and that's unlike all those cookie cutter types of program that they just grab on chat gbt, this is the video for you. If you feel like you've tried everything but you still don't have the physique that you really want and that you've been dreaming of, this video is for you. If you know you have the potential to unlock the best version of yourself, but you just need the guidance and the accountability to really get you there, this video is for you, my man. Now let's get into who this is not for, because I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste the mine neither. So if you want to keep trying to get big and ripped the traditional way that's been holding you back for years instead of trying a new proven method, this is not for you. Just swap out the video and leave. If you're looking for a quick fix and you don't want to use a proven method that will keep you in shape for the rest of your life, this is also not for you. So bye bye. If you're not ready to allocate at least 4 hours a week to the gym, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna get no gains. So this is not for you. If you simply do not believe that you can reach the ultimate version of yourself, you're just a self-defeatist type of individual, just go away. This is not for you neither. Now, the truth about getting big that no one's going to tell you, but I will, is that you can get big with a fast metabolism. I had a fast metabolism my whole entire life, and I still do now. And now I can literally get bigger so easier because I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to track things. I know how to basically work out appropriately to get the gains that I'm looking for. It's simple, very simple, but it's not easy, especially alone, especially without the experience that I had and the mistakes that 99% of you guys will never experience because you guys would give up before that because it's harsh. Most men are incapable of doing so because they don't understand how to eat properly, how to efficiently train in the gym, and obviously how to apply what I'm going to teach in here, the TB method, to basically get the gains that you're looking for, man. But don't worry, I'm not going to let that happen to you, man. One thing I want to point out is that there's no such things as I'm just too busy, I got so much on my plate, or that won't work for me. I tried so much stuff. I don't think that worked neither. This is a self defeatist mindset. And if you're the type of person that has the type of mindset like that, you're never going to get anywhere. Stop looking for reasons to disqualify what you need to do. You need to start looking for reasons to just tell yourself, I have to do it. Rather than telling yourself, I'm too busy, what about you just find the most reasons you can to tell yourself, despite all my busy schedule, I will find a way to do so. Once you start thinking like that, not just your fitness, every areas of your life will literally improve. You don't have to work out for countless hours a day in the gym, or you don't have to eat 5 to 1,000 meals a day, or have superhuman genetics to become the ultimate man you're supposed to be. Like as you've seen in the number one picture that I showed you, I look like I was just a skinny twig, and I look like an underfed lesbian. Yet, look at me now. Everyone can do it. And if you want to be that guy, I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate around the issues I've just mentioned before, how I successfully gained that much lean muscle, and how I helped several clients do the same, making so much progress that their coworkers, their friends, their family members, their girlfriends, wives were just like, did you take steroids? This is what you want to hear. Did you take steroids? Because once you say no, everyone is just looking at you crazy. And this is the best compliment ever. Now, how to gain 15 to 20 pounds of lean muscle in 90 days or less. How to do this without eating 10 meals a day or spending 1,000 hours in the gym each week, because I don't myself. And in case you don't know me, here's another brief backstory about how I got here. Basically, I've been working out for about 7 to 8 years now. For my last 3 years, my focus has really been coaching men to get the bodies they've always wanted, because I know it took me so much time and energy and money to get there. And 99% of people would have probably just gave up because it's not worth it to just get to that level, to take that much time, that much energy, that much money, and life only gets busier. Like I started earlier, like when I was a bit younger. So imagine if you start a little bit later, like you got kids, you got stuff, you don't have 5 to 10 years to get the body you really want. So yeah, my stats, as you can see, I'm 5'7". I like to say that I'm 6'5", but I am in 5'7", and I'm 162 pounds as of today, with abs shredded and with a physique that most men are jealous of. And I know how to get jacked and to stay jacked, more importantly. Extremely passionate about this lifestyle because it's the key to unlocking your highest potential, and you don't have to work out every day again. I knew that many men were seeing too little result. And with the normal approach of bulk and cut or keto diets or intermittent fasting or everything else or carnivorous diet, all this crazy approach that don't work and they're useless. So I decided to help people and make them understand exactly how you get results that stay permanent and that are sustainable. Because it's very useless to work out every day and then 5 years from now you get a kid, you get a wife, or you got another job, you're relocated or whatever, and you can't do it anymore, and then you just drop everything and you become fat or out of shape. What's the point of that? No, I want you to be in shape and you stay in shape until you die, okay? So the TB method is my system I built through my own trial and error over almost a decade and years of coaching men to their ripped and aesthetically pleasing physiques. Now I've decided to break it all down for you. So I do want to show you on the left side bottom, as you can see, that's one of my clients. Although we're here talking about gaining muscle, I do want to show you how versatile I am in my coaching that I made him drop about, I think that was 20 to 25 pounds of fat and basically have that really lean physique. As you can see, look at his legs definition, look at his chest, look at his hips. He's just missing really a six pack right now, but he's just made that much progress in 12 weeks and without having to starve himself. He ate the food that he loved, etc. Come on now. I'm going now to outline the entire process from A to Z of what I actually did to accomplish these results so you can do it too with my method to pack on 15 to 20 pounds of lean muscle in 90 days. But Terry, you're talking too much, man. Just get to it. Yeah, here we go. Now we're getting right into it. So, how did you actually do it, Terry? Well, the TB method was broken into three essential phases. So, the metabolic optimization phase, the rapid muscle growth phase, the Greek god aesthetic phase, and they were made up of three guidelines, which are at the bottom right there: training, nutrition, or recovery. Now, the first phase, the metabolic optimization phase, is to really get your body set up because a lot of you guys are either under eating, overeating, or eating a bunch of bullshit. Your body is not in the right state that it needs to be to really pack on the muscle and then get rid of the fat. So, in that phase, for 14 days or so, we're going to prep your body to really get in shape to be able to attack the real challenge. So, we're going to go with moderate rep ranges, and volumes. It's really to set your body to be ready to really get into the real work. That's basically almost like a warm up of 2 weeks. Very important because if you skip that step, you're going to probably you're skipping all the gains. So you have to be there. We're really going to dive into your calories, your macros. I'm going to teach you a lot about all those type of stuff as well. That's going to be a lot of you learning stuff, you understanding stuff, and you're just going to learn so much in those 2 weeks that you will ever learn in your entire life. So that's going to be very important. And we're going to make sure you eat at maintenance level because 99% of you guys watching don't eat at maintenance level, don't even know what that is, don't know how to calculate it, or calculate it wrong. So you're going to eat at the actual maintenance level and you're going to know what that is. Second phase, rapid muscle growth. That's where we get big. We get big. We get real big. But when I say big, we get shredded big. We don't just get fat, okay? So I meant to say from day 14, 15 to 60, that's where we're going to go into that phase where we're going to get big. I also call this phase the Hawk phase because you're going to look like Hawk with abs, smaller, okay, smaller, maybe green, maybe purple, but you're gonna look bigger. You're not really gonna look like Hawk, okay, for full disclosure. But you're gonna get bigger and you're gonna look 10 times better. You're gonna be 100 times stronger, and you're not gonna be fat, which is very important. So we're gonna go with lower rep ranges. Every single week, you're probably gonna hit a PR, and people are gonna take you on steroids, but you're not. You're just doing things right. We're gonna up that food intake, go on a good lean bulk that's tailored to you and to really get you exactly where you're supposed to be. And obviously, I'm going to keep the teaching going. And then we're going to jump into phase three, which is the Greek god aesthetic lean out phase. We're going to lean out some of the fat that we accumulated because with all muscle you gain, you have to always gain a little bit of fat. You can't just gain pure muscle, like pure lean tissue. You have to always get, even if that's a little bit, you have to get a little bit of fat. That's how it works. So we're going to get rid of that fat so you can be lean, but also feel good about how lean you are because you don't want to be at 5% body fat and just feel like shit and have no libido. So we're going to make sure that we lock that in as well. About 30 days as well. The rep range is going to go up. We're going to lean that out and we're going to cut down some of that food intake and go on a mini cut. Now, let's get more into the depth of it, the step by step, baby. Now, let's talk about the training, the nutrition, and the recovery. So, in the training part of things, I'm gonna teach you everything about the intensity you need to be at, the form that you need to use, the selection of exercises because there's too many out there, and you guys are doing too many that are just useless, which is why you're not getting any gains neither. The cardio as well, because cardio is so underrated for gaining muscle, so underrated. I'm gonna teach you so much about how you're supposed to utilize cardio, so you actually not just gain muscle, but you get strength and you also feel better while you go on a bulk. Because a lot of you guys feel like shit and are not hungry when you go on a lot of bulks, when you go on bulks, etc. I'm going to show you how cardio can actually help you with that. So the intensity part of things would include the weight, the reps, the sets, the rest periods, which are very important. The time and the tension, very important. The form, the grip that you need to have, the force that you need to push and pull, the selection of exercises, obviously the split, the sets, the reps, very important stuff. Cardio, what, when, time. And the nutrition part of things, which will be a major factor, your macros, split, your calories, your meal selection that we're having, the meal timing, cheat meals, etc. And just for full disclosure, I don't intend you to be eating about 7,000 calories a day. This is not what we do here. And 99% of all the meals you'll be having will be meals that you enjoy, that you want, that are based on your lifestyle, that is basically tailored to you. There's no purpose for me to give you a bunch of meals on chat GPT or a bunch of bullshit that the other coaches are doing that you dislike and hate and can't do it long term. No, we're not doing that here. You're going to get something that's really for you. Now let's talk about recovery. Your sleep quality, your rest days, all those things matter a lot. So we have to log that in as well because they're underrated. Okay. Number one now, the metabolic optimization phase. Day 1 to day 14, baby. So the training part of things, we're really going to stay moderate with 10 to 12 reps, maybe even 15. The weight's going to be just about a little bit challenging, just to, get your body to sweat, get your body to get a little shock. And the moderate volume of exercises, anywhere from 3 to 6 different exercises per muscle group a week. And you're just going to work out about anywhere from 3 to 6 times a week. You will probably stay around 3 to 4 because that's where you're going to gain the most result. Anything past that is unnecessary, especially for this phase as well. And the rest period is going to be about 1 minute because we're not trying to do too much. We're trying to get your body acclimated to new stuff and be prepared for the following weeks. Nutrition part of things. So we're gonna find your macros, we're gonna find your calories, and we're gonna make sure you're not starving yourself or you just like overeating to the point where you have to throw up because it's useless. You're not gonna do it long term. You're not gonna like it. You're gonna last 2 weeks and you're gonna quit. We don't want that. So we're gonna reset that metabolism and we're gonna start building muscle the way we should. And now let's get into the rapid muscle growth phase, baby. Oh man, I love this phase so much. So will you. Day 14 to day 60. So for a solid 45 days or so, the fun will begin. Now, the training part of things, we're going to work out about 3 to 4 times a week. And if you do any crazy type of cardio, like you do cardio like every single day, an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, we're going to reduce that because you can't be doing too much cardio now. And I'm going to make you max out fairly often just because you fucking can. You will just get so much stronger week per week that you're going to just want to max out to see how strong you are, etc. And guess what? With the right food in your body and the right stretches, the right warming up, you can max out more often. And it's okay. It's not that dangerous. It's not that bad at all. Because once you do things appropriately, you do things on a higher level, then you're just not going to get the side effects like injuries or whatever that like the other goofy people are doing because they don't know how to warm up properly. They don't know what they're supposed to eat. Their macros are off and everything. And just for you to know, if you don't have the right food in your body and you go to max out on one day, you're probably going to get injured. Weight's going to get heavier. The reps will be, the training volume will be less. There are going to be less amount of exercises, especially because the reps and sets on certain exercises will go up a little bit. The rest period now we're gonna be around 2 minutes to 4 minutes, and depending on how you react, we might adjust things as well. And overall, this is just an amazing phase. Now let's get into the nutrition part of things. Nutrition. So in that nutrition, we're going to increase your calories to be in a calorie surplus 200, 500, max 6, 700. But 99% of you guys watching will be fine with 3 to 600 in a calorie surplus. The protein of the macro split that I've done was 25, 35. I was around there for my macros, from 25 to 35 in terms of proteins for my macros. Depending on everybody, depending on you might be a little bit higher, might be a little bit lower. It depends on where you start, where you're coming from. Because if your macros, if your proteins have been 10%, I'm not putting you at 35%. You're gonna throw up. That's too much for you. Obviously, there are weekends, and weekends are not made to, just be on a diet every single day for the rest of your life. So on the weekends, 2 cheat meals, maybe even 3, depending on how much you lock in everything else in a week. Because as long as we make progress, who the fuck cares? It's all about progress, enjoying the progress, enjoying the journey, and just keep doing it after me. Now, finally, let's get into the Greek god aesthetic phase. Day 60 to day 90. Lean as fuck. The training, we're going to max out the higher rep ranges of 12 to 25. That's what I've done. That's what you're going to do as well. It's a little bit different depending on how your body obviously react to those, but you're going to basically increase your endurance as well. You're going to start leaning out a lot, and you're going to look like those Greek gods on the right. Well, because I don't want to get sued, just forget what I just said. We're going to go a bit lighter in weights, but not much. The training volume is going to get a little bit more busy, meaning that it's going to get a little bit more difficult in terms of stamina wise. But you're basically going to improve your stamina, and you're going to lean out, and you're going to get more shredded, and you're going to look great as well. And we're going to reduce the rest periods to 35 to 45 seconds, because that's going to shock the body so much. That's going to give a lot of potential for new muscle growth while you're cutting. So while you're leaning out, you're going to get a lot more muscle as well. So now let's get into the nutrition type of things. Nutrition, we're going to go in a slight calorie deficit, mini cut. We're going to make sure we don't go too low. So we make sure that you lose some fat, but you lose about 1 pound a week max, maybe 2. And so because we don't want to lose too much muscle, because obviously once you lose weight, you always lose a tiny bit of muscle depending on how you have your macro split and how you have your calorie deficit. So we want to make sure you keep about 99% of your muscles, and you just lose about 1% of muscles, which it's not the end of the world. I know, stop crying. It's a big deal. No, it's not a big deal. You're not gonna cry. You're already not in shape right now. So just think about it. So we're gonna adjust those macros. We're gonna up the protein intake a lot more. So despite you actually losing weight, you're still gonna feel satiated. You're not gonna be hungry. Plus, your physique is just gonna explode, and your strength will go up as well, because proteins, well, when done well, will just give you a lot more energy, and will just make your body look better, because your macro determines significantly how your body's gonna look. Look at the shredded fuck on the right. You think his macros are shit? No, his macros are probably tied in to his goals, to his journey, and to everything he's doing. So can yours too. So that will be geared toward losing all the unwanted and excess fat, priming your metabolism, and retaining the muscle mass as much as possible, and adapted to the training. And obviously, and in terms of cheat meals, they're still gonna have cheat meals, meaning that you're still gonna be able to eat a lot of the food that you really want to, aside from the amazing meals that you already have planned. There still be meals such as, if you want to eat a pizza, if you want to eat this, if you want to eat that, like you go out with your girlfriend, your wife, your friends, or whatever. This is still doable. This is not you cut everything out of your life and you just go completely cold turkey. It doesn't work long term. So we don't do that here. Now, the TB method is meant to reset your metabolism, so your body isn't working against you, and it's actually working with you. So to pack on as much muscle as humanly possible while stripping away all the unnecessary body fat that nobody wants. So you're left with a full muscular frame in less than 90 days. And for me, I made dozens of mistakes doing it solo. And looking back, I would have definitely been able to pack another 10 pounds of muscle, lean muscle, if I just had someone with more experience coaching me through it all. It becomes the base that a lot of men need to finally get in the best shape of their life, regardless of how fast the metabolism is. And now it's just so easy for me to just pack on muscle, weight, and I still have a super fast metabolism. Like, I'm currently actually gaining weight, but I still have peak vascularity. I'm getting stronger. I'm feeling better, and I'm still shredded with a six pack. This is what can happen to you when things done right. Now that you understand exactly how this process works, I do have an offer for you. If you have a high metabolism, if you're skinny, underweight, or you're just sick of not having the physique you want, but you're ready to look like a god with or without your shirt on and make the biggest physical progress you've ever had, and to pack on 15 to 20 pounds of lean muscle in 90 days, if not less, without eating 10 meals a day or train more than 6 to 1,000 hours a week using my method. And again, for full disclosure, if you don't get any result after 90 days of working with me, everything gets refunded. You have nothing to lose. What other choices do you have? What type of guy is willing to just put that much pressure on himself to guarantee strangers online like a full refund on everything? That just speaks higher level. So it's completely up to you. If you're really serious about it, this should really be a no-brainer to you. Click the link in my bio, book a call with me as soon as you can, because my calendar does get filled up pretty quickly and I'm not always available, and I'm not always going to give such amazing offers like this. Full disclosure, my price will not be always as amazing as it is right now. So if I was you, I would book the call as fast as possible, but you got to be serious or else just go along.